I have not fully moved my project to Unity, but I'm really tempted to because it's having a much easier time working with stuff. Once I get a full handle on the lighting in Unity, we can talk about it on stream. That way I give you guys some decent information. Okay, so first up we've got Mihai, I think it's Muscan, or Muscan? Mihai Muscan? I could be wrong. I apologize. Day Dead, goes by Day Dead. Stooge, thanks man. How you doing? Anyways, this portfolio is pretty, I mean, just looking at the thumbnails already, this looks pretty freaking solid. I don't know if you're like in the industry and I'm just not seeing it on here. Self-steadying, environment artist, and level design. Self-steadying, guys. Self-steadying. That is crazy. Hey, thanks, Zog. All right, just getting the Wacom up here. Let's get Epic Pen going. Oh, Sketchfab portfolio right at the end there too. So I'm going to start glancing at the about page when you give me an Artstation, just out of curiosity. Dude, this song, what is going on? I need to change some music here. Can we stay in Summer Lives? I think so. Anyways, so 3ds Max, Photoshop, Xnormal, Unity, Source, dude, nice. Quixel, Unreal, very good. All right, first scene. So I'm gonna start commenting on this because I'm seeing it more and more often. The name of the scene in your Artstation is interesting. I'm gonna turn this light on. Forgot to turn that on. And this, what's going on here? So yeah, the name of this, I would definitely, I don't know if this is like the name of the scene correctly. It just feels strange. Like I don't know what NIM stands for without, of course, reading into it. Inspired by the lighting and art from Dying Light, The Division, Mirror's Edge, Star Citizen. Cool. Yeah, this looks... Oh, I remember this scene. I was like, dude, I was pretty blown away by this scene when I first saw it. I mean, I'm still blown away by it, but like, look at that. We'll just zoom in on that. It's gonna be a little blurry, but like, dude, talk about atmosphere. Oh, thanks, Curious. But yeah, so this scene looks pretty cool. I feel like it may be missing a little, like the lighting is, like this shot right here is really strong. And I think it's because there's a clear definition of like where the lighting is coming from. This one as well, like because all the lights are, it's all right here, right? And it's kind of going out like that. You get a little bit of bounce going on up here and over here. Looks like there's maybe a light pointing over to this direction as well. Overall, the prop density of this scene looks really good. Like it feels lived in. It feels like there's stuff happening. Or like it's actually like a place where someone works. Cloth sims on the ground are really nice as well. Cable management going on the ground. This is like straight up, this right here is super Division. You've got like cables going under here and then this like cable protector thing. That's awesome. All the little details. Just keep digging through here. Nice. Oh, so there's a little bed out there in the little corner there. That's awesome. Stooge, it looks a lot like the Boo. Kind of like the lab space, right? Oh, this is cool with the gifts and stuff too. Man, I would kill for a monitor setup like that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not going to kill anyone. I really like these GIF rotation things though. That's super cool. I guess there's certain angles that the scene works really well in, and then other angles where it doesn't. I feel like there might be, maybe there's too many images in here. It's really cool looking though. Your surface materials seem like they might be missing a little extra detail. Calder, how you doing, man? When I say that, I mean like a micro roughness information. Like everything is just slightly too clean, or the edges are just a little sharp. Like here, this edge is pretty sharp, but it looks intentional maybe. But this one looks a lot like geometry. Like getting a force normal on that edge would be really nice. Love these cutouts in the table, by the way. Those are super cool. It's very Deus Ex almost even. The cables are really uniform. If you want to get picky about it, like all the cables are doing this. Whereas like, I guess, I don't know, maybe they're supposed to be like that. Maybe they need to look like they're bound together more. Maybe they are. Let me look around here. Yeah, like I feel like some of them should be more relaxed. I'm not sure. They look strange because they're kind of going against physics. And then up here, these look a little exaggerated. Like they feel like they're more octopus or tentacle-like than cable-like, if that makes sense. Like, and again, it does seem like it's going against gravity a little bit. Like it's attached here and then it's attached here. If it's going to be up here, maybe there needs to be an attach point there, and then this needs to hang a bit, and then this needs to really, really dip down. Let's see here. Something like that. Like just thinking about the slack on cables. Yeah, roughness details like fingerprints and stuff really help. And then I guess the only other thing that's really sticking out is some material separation, or as far as roughness range. Like everything is quite reflective, and the things that aren't are like the stuff on the ground, and the ground actually looks really, like down here looks really good because you've got this type of roughness, you've got that roughness, you've got this type of roughness. The roughness of this should feel different from this material, and like these cables should have a different roughness from the little like plug bracket things that are on top of them. Just getting variety in range in your roughness is huge when it comes to like fully propped scenes. Like on the table, you're getting a bit of variation as well, which is really good. I'm not sure on that, Axel. I'm assuming it's because of temporal AA. I strongly suggest, and I'm noticing it in here, take your screenshots at like 8K. Sounds crazy, but let me see if I can find like the really good, like this shot right here, super nice. Take that shot at 8K and then downsample it to like a 4K or a 2K screenshot. Then you don't have to have your anti-aliasing on. All of your edges will look nice and crisp, but not like, they won't do this. So like that's definitely a resolution problem. And you can even see it in my portfolio, where I just didn't care and just took the screenshots and was like YOLO. But we should care. We should care about the resolution and fidelity in our materials. You're doing an art test for your internship? Nice. Let's see what else. This shot is really cool. This hallway is sick. This stuff here. It feels like for how bright those are, I should be experiencing something brighter here. Maybe even lower. Like it should be more here. Let me, I still need to close that. That's funny. Let's do this. That's like literally the brightest spot in the shot. It's like by adding this bloom, you get a little bit of atmosphere in there as well. But yeah, you can see like the focus shift, because like the information down here is not really all that important for the composition of the shot. Like this might be a little strong. Let me see if I can. Something like that maybe is a bit more. Anyways, this is a cool scene. Let's look at your other stuff really quickly before moving on. Oh, we got weapons. We got weapons, guys. Oh, what's up, Kyle? How you doing, man? Yeah, it's been a little while. These are all pretty cool. They're very, I mean, this is very Division as well. These all look very, let me see this one first. How's the stream running for you guys, by the way? Oh man, Ricky. Thanks for the tier 1 sub, man. You guys are totally welcome to spam chat. Just don't get banned. I think there's a certain amount before you get banned, but you know, be careful. So color schemes on these are pretty cool. The edges feel really sharp here still, so be careful of that. Holy message on there. Deving, dude, prime sub. Thanks, man. Later, Stooge. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good weekend. How you doing, Virus? Hotel internet is poop. All alone here in France now. No. No. So all these weapons seem to be following a theme, but with your portfolio being primarily focused on environment art, I would maybe suggest putting your weapons on a blog. That way you can continue to experiment with them while not affecting your portfolio's overall image. Not that your weapons are bad or anything, but I think with the focus being on environment art, it might be best to focus strictly on props and environment propping and composition and lighting. I hate how you can't scroll. I guess, okay, just a tip for everyone. If you put your mouse to the far left here, you can scroll pretty freely. It goes outside of the viewing range. Yeah, these are pretty cool weapons, though. I like how they're put together. The wood grain here is strangely angled. And again, with the hard edges, you got to be really careful with those. And be careful with these stretch UVs. I like how much character you're trying to put into it, though, with the text and stuff. And down here, don't be afraid to model that information in. Thicken that up and dip those pieces in. Like something like you could go as extreme as that if you wanted. Just because the silhouette will just be so much more interesting, right? Thanks, Freezy. There's 69 people in here. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Anyways, this is pretty cool. They're not really helping your portfolio, though, in my opinion. See, this one also doesn't look nearly as good as the first scene we looked at, and I guess it's just the models just feel unfinished. Like you need that extra layer of detail on top of the scene. Like it's super clean right now, and maybe that's intentional. But just having the feeling that people are walking around in here and using the space is really important. I really like these vending machines. Those are cool. Love the anime stuff on there. This laptop screen feels really big. Like tall. It's like a 4x3 Google Pixel laptop maybe. And the shadows from these cans need to be casting because of how bright that monitor is, it looks like. Right now it feels like there's a light right here, and the light needs to feel like it's coming off of the screen. What else we got here? Yeah, everything's just really clean and is lacking material depth. So like in these cracks here, like you'd expect those to go quite a bit in, and maybe like this edge here is really straight. Got to be careful of those. And this edge and this edge. You got like these edges. If the more of those edges you can get away from, the more your scene's not gonna look like a like 3D. The other thing too is the texel density. I think these tiles, and I could be wrong, are actually smaller than these ones. Make sure that your tiles have a consistent scale to them. Nickname in the Discord is Daydead, I believe. Starflare, how you doing? What's going on? It's good to see you. Yeah, it's you caught me. I'm like a rare Pokemon. I really like the emissives. Maybe turning them down a bit so that you can see the images in them would be pretty cool. Look at other games and how they do their emissive. Like Deus Ex does some really interesting like installations of neons that go kind of like crazy, and they're just kind of floating in the space. They're suspended by wires and stuff. Yeah, well, thanks for coming by, Starflare. It's cool to see you in here. We gotta do one of those art community meetups soon. We'll merge it with some other artists, yourself and myself, and some other cool peoples. What did you say? We'll do it in Amsterdam? Yeah, Amsterdam. Let's move on. Yeah, it's just really clean. I really like this emissive on the ground. That's really cool. If if this side here was higher than this, and then maybe these were tiled less, just to get some more of that detail. Ding dang. Thanks for that follow, man. Hee hee. Let's see what else we got here. This shot is your strongest, and I think it's because there's roughness variation. Stuff like this. I need to use the pen here. Stuff like that. This is cool to see. You've got stuff happening with this light here and this casting shadows. There's this, like this tube light feels like it should be longer. But yeah, it's really cool to see roughness variation in your materials. Like this wetness and maybe adding some footprints and stuff in there would really help the scene overall. You have a ton of images. Oh, that's cool. See, this stuff feels really low poly to me. And the pieces of paper hanging down are so large that I think if you were to scale them down, okay, it might, let's see here. It might help with the overall look. We'll just do that really fast and see how it goes. Yeah, I think shrinking this down would really help scale. Because like the size of the bicycles versus the chairs and the size of the bowls, like scaling those in a good way, I think could, in a good way, scaling those that they're more in line within each other's scale, so that relative to each other, I'm like words, relative to each other, they work more cohesively. That would help a ton, I think. If this was like neon, that'd be really cool. This sign up here. And it doesn't have to be neon. I guess like maybe I mean more like backlit. Let's do this. Like signifying how this stuff is put together does so much. Like, so right now we're playing with emissives, right? So like if that were glowing and it gives like a gradient, and then maybe you had like let's do this again. Now that we have another layer, we'll turn this up. Oops. And then we'll mask it. Invert the mask, and then we'll paint the lighting in. So like if you had I guess you would call it like tube lights inside. Like that could be really cool, right? Maybe one of them's dead. And we'll just blur it a little bit more. Because you want to like explain how a surface is put together, or how a surface and everything that involves like what it's actually made out of and how that works. If you can explain that in the material, dude, that's going to be huge. The other really cool thing is if you do tube lights like that, you can actually parallax the emissive so that it's pushed back. So as you move around, you can see the light shifting, the emissive shifting inside of the surface itself. So even though it's flat, like you fake that depth, which draws attention and brings that reality to like just another level. Let's look at a few more here. There's a lot of screenshots in here, which is crazy. Dar damn tax DDT, nice. Thanks for follow, dude. DDT, it's dangerous, guys. Let's go to this one. So this one's cool. This is also really low poly in the edges and stuff. Like, man, if you like force the normals on these edges and get the normals and the textures to wrap around that, because right now it looks like you have a hard seam in your UVs as well. That little level of polish will immediately bring this to a very close contender with like Halo 5's modeling. Because just having those hard edges breaks everything. You have really, man, this is very, with this shapes here, it's very Dead Space. Now this stuff's all really cool. It just is lacking like areas for your eyes to rest. Like in this shot, for example, the machine that does all of the surgery work is like getting lost in all of the detail. So if like the information in the back, like I guess if you were to light this, take the whole scene and make it relatively dark, and then make the tables where the surgeries are happening, make those kind of the center of lighting. And all of a sudden the machinery and the tables and the understanding what the room is will become super clear immediately, right? Day Dead, I would say deleting some of your images would help a lot, because you post a lot of angles, and while that's fine, I guess you get nice. I love the head there. You get I guess you get tired of the scene before you finish looking at it, and it's probably better to have a viewer look at your scene and only get like 3 to 4 screens of it, and then want to know more or see more of the scene, but don't have the ability to. Your designs are really strong though. Like actually this shot right here is the coolest. Like these are all really cool. This is super powerful. It's just so clear what you're seeing. I mean, like that back window there's like a back porthole through that door. If that was lit, that would that shot would be pretty solid, I think. Maybe a light over the door with like saying where you're heading. And I love that it's not dead center. Like it's slightly offset. Gybrel, what's up, man? Let's go through some more of these. Oh, that's cool to see like the breakdown of it. Yeah, so I feel like right now you're just not, like if I had to take this one, I'll leave it with this one since we need to move on to the next portfolio, but Faye Smith, thanks for the Prime sub. That means so much to me. I sound so sarcastic when I say that. No, it really means a lot to me. It's my birthday today. You gave me a Prime on my birthday. Thanks. So the width of these, or like how deep that is, let's see here if I can signify this better. So like right now this edge information is happening in that amount of space, and if it could happen in more space, you would visually, I think, get a better end result. So like, let's do this again. So if you're doing it in this amount of space, right, you have that much room for lighting to bounce around in your normals, like edges and normals, to be able to move your lighting around and give depth to a surface, even though like we know like this surface here, this is flat, right? If you can convince my mind that it's not, even though as a 3D artist we'll all know, convince the 3D artist that it's not, and you have an amazing normal map. And doing something in here to break this, the flatness of it up, will help a lot as well. Like maybe there was a side paneling to this that is higher, and then the center area dips down, and then you get these panel details. The other thing too is like right now the normals of these panels, right? Oh man, these drawing skills so good. Is pointing straight up, and the only normal information is happening on this edge, right? And in here, if you could take those panels in your high poly and slightly tilt them up, and maybe like where it's tilted up, you have like this edge here is kind of exposed. You can put like little lights on it or something. And with lighting, you'll see that down the hall, all of them tilted a bit, just because the way the light is hitting the normal will refract back just slightly at a different angle. You get those weird like natural imperfections in the surface, and that will lead to a more visually pleasing and natural surface that, while still flat, kind of leads itself to be possibly not. Oh man, Barry, behind. Thanks for the follow, dude. You have a stream delay, huh, Axel? Let's try refreshing. Yeah, so as Data, what you're saying is a lot of the stuff is kind of old. I have stuff on my portfolio that's kind of old as well. I would, oh man, this one's solid too. It just needs, see, it needs that surface information and like light being able to wrap around those edges. Just having more normal information in your geometry would do a lot, like without any texture work. You have some cool design skills though, but I would remove anything that's more than like, I guess, a year old. This one's really strong. Maybe take another pass on the lighting and get some mood and atmosphere in the hallway and you're good. This shot's really cool, and I would maybe remove like half of the images, because the scene itself, like this is your shot. You show that, that's all I need to see. That in the hallway is cool. All right, let's go to the next portfolio, and then we'll look at your guys' work on the Discord. Be right back.